mentioned was managing by exception and visibility. And one of the things that we find in our customer base most frequently is I don't have easy access to information, either for me or for my extended family. Who's my extended family? My partners, my customers, my collaborators. So this is another very simple scenario, and back to Graham's good straight line for me. If things don't refresh, you know, I can browse this around, make it look any way I'd like it to look, minimize it, you know, so that I've got one large, one small, move them back around any way I choose to, and then put it back the way I want it if I choose. Show them there when I get one. These can be shown as either that or a grid, and it can be exported to Excel anytime you choose to. So the notion here is pick the key performance indicator that's important, build a series of dashboards, assign those dashboards to the roles in your organization, so that when a person in a specific role logs into the system, by the way, if you're using Windows, everybody here not using Exchange for your mail system? Most people do. So if I log into my Windows PC, and that automatically logs me into Outlook so that I can get my email, our system follows the same paradigm. We use Active Directory. When you log into Windows, you're automatically logged into our software. So all of your password refresh rules that apply for Windows apply for our software, and once you're logged into one, you're logged into it all. Good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you.
So delivery of information. I want to be able to deliver that information as interactively as possible. And you know, it's simple to add more KPIs. You can build more. You can simply add more to your overall framework, coming out and taking a look at the ones that you want to look at. Now, the other cool things, a couple of key points about business intelligence. One is, I want to deliver content to you, not just a tool. A lot of times when you buy an intelligence product, it's a tool to go build a dashboard. We want to give you pre-built elements, pre-built key performance indicators, and categorize those around things like picking and receiving and so on and so forth. And so we'll just pick one that's simple, pick units by user. We'll say, let's show that to us as a chart. We can determine how often to refresh it. So if it's a real-time metric, something like appointments that are late, that can be refreshed every minute, 5 minutes, and automatically show you something interactively on the screen, as well as send you an alert, an email, or through text message, or through a desktop delivery mechanism. We're going to say this is your date, and we'll pick whatever, an area chart. And so the system is just going to go out there and calculate all those nice metrics and display that new chart for us in kind of a compressed and squeezed way. So let's give ourselves a little more real estate. We'll drag this guy over. And that way we'll get full screen for our new metric that's out there. And so we just built our dashboard and added another KPI. Here people can add additional KPIs by simply defining something that we didn't think about and adding it to the arsenal of KPIs. Great.
Just one of the things that we find one of our customers is looking at using this is actually management of freight and their freight company, their KPIs. And what they're doing is they're saying, here are your KPIs, and by using this software and using the tenanted nature, which means that you can actually control who logs on, even externally or internally, who manages that data, they're going to use this to say, we set the KPIs, you log on, you see what your KPIs are for us, and you sort it out, rather than where normally you do the in-house KPI report and then you go to the freight person. So using the collaboration with your supply chain, what they're going to use this for is actually to be able to render the information of their freight company's performance and actually give it out to them and say, you now manage it. You're our partner, you manage this process.
So one other piece, thank you, Graham. One other piece I think of just the general purpose is everybody probably uses a pivot table in Excel. Some of you might use pivot tables in Excel, know what they are. A simple way of displaying information allows you to pivot among different axes. Think of this as a real-time online pivot table. What we're going to do is simply pull down a few key pieces of information. I'm going to look at the quantity of a particular action, and I'm going to look at that quantity of action by user. So if you think about your users, if you arm them with the ability to kind of create their own reports on the fly in a simple fashion, how much more effectively can they manage? How much more effectively can they answer questions? How much more effectively can you deliver information to your customers? And you've got the ability, like you do in any pivot table, to come down here and and filter the information any way you choose to. So you can create additional filters that show the information in any way you like, as well as drilling into the detail of the information if one of the numbers look a little bit out of whack. Visibility. We talked about visibility. Visibility comes in a lot of stages. Certainly the analytics I just went through with you is one type of visibility. And Graham touched on this, that visibility layer, because this is browser-based, can either be delivered internally to your users or externally to your customers, your partners, and so on and so forth. And using what we call an identity claim, I can determine that a given user can only see a subset of the information rather than specific screens. What this system does is it shows all your shipments. This is an in-house track and trace application. And it's a track and trace application that brings together all of the different carriers. So it could be Star Trek, it could be Ozpost, it could be any of your typical short haul or long haul freight carriers, all in one user experience. And so what you'll see as you navigate around here are the shipments on a map. You can see where the destination was, what the origin might have been of that shipment. If I have a little bigger screen here, we can see that more effectively, but this is where it was shipped. If there are documents that associate one of these, I can store those documents as well, maintain the ability to email those documents to a customer, to whomever, and also from a self-service standpoint, back to that collaboration and visibility, I can give them the ability to jump in and grab those documents themselves when and if they're appropriate. On the note of collaboration, how many people do EDI? Okay, a lot of it? A little bit? Lot? Lot? Okay. Now, for those of you that don't do EDI, EDI is a means of getting information into and out of your system electronically. There's a lot of different definitions, but that's the simple part. We built into the application as an option a full collaboration in the EDI system. So we have a product that's called Nexus that you're looking at right now. And Nexus allows you to bring into the system electronically things like sales orders, to publish out of the system things like purchase orders, or to bring in information from your trading partners. And why is it important that those come into our system? Simply because, once again, one of the real selling points, one of the real benefits of our product, we think, is that everything looks and acts and feels the same. I teach people how to use it once. I can use any application within the Accellos suite, even the pieces that maybe aren't used on a frequent basis. A lot of times, in the small to mid-market business that we happen to be in, our customers have to buy EDI from one customer, business intelligence from another, ERP from a third, warehouse management from a fourth, transportation management from a fifth. Things all look differently, act differently, work differently. Your learning curve to bring a new employee on is dramatic. Our solution is keep it simple, stupid, the KISS method. Make it the same across all the applications, and so that once you've taught somebody to use one app, you taught them fundamentally to use all apps. It means your people are much more malleable in terms of moving from function to function. We have the same benefit, by the way, on the inside of our company, because it means our developers now have one methodology on how to develop software. It's all prescribed for them. The look and feel is consistent. We talked about filters. Those same filters are here. We talked about the ability to drag filters out and drag them up. Those same filters are here. So once you've learned how to use one application, you pretty much learned how to use all of our applications across the board.